Guys, how's it going? Back again for the next little section on this bit of Suzuki exhaust I've been making. I've had a couple of weeks off, I've been concentrating on the day job, trying to make that work. But yeah, where I was up to before, I realised that this pipe is a slightly different diameter to the ones I made the header bends out of, so I want to shrink that down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll find the seam in the in this bit of tube and cut along it. Put a Jubilee clip or something like that around it. Pinch it in a little bit, just so we can get rid of this like whatever that 1mm gap or whatever it is there. I'll probably have to leave a slight gap in because even with the thinnest disc, it's only going to need pinching in a little bit. I'll just go and cut it now and then I'll come back and see what it looks like. Back in a sec. Alright, so having put a slit down it and put a clip on it, it's still sitting a bit proud of all these. So this one will obviously be me tester, so I know how the other three are going to work out. But anyway I put that, there's always a step. So I've just got to go along this slit again, and I'll just take another width of a grinder disc off it, and then see how that takes us. Nice, just when cut that again, reclipped it, and we're now on the money. That step's nearly nothing now. The world will be a bigger deal. In fact, depending on how you turn it, it changes, so I can still beat this a bit more round to match this distortion here before I do the final welding. So I'll go and tack this up, and then I'll have to make 3 more then. So the number appears to be about 2mm off the circumference, so I'll just do the same again, because that looks like it'll match all of these. Okay. Just in case you're wondering what's going on here, let me take torch is about to die. I just went away and resoldered the connections of the micro switch, but it's still intermittent, so I might have to like do a bit of pausing and editing on this while I go and order a new W26 take torch. I'm not going to bother trying to fix it. I'll just go and buy a new one. I don't think they're very expensive. So, back in a minute. first one of them resized. I'll just go and do the others now. I've got a bunch prepped here ready. Okay, and that's the last one. Okay, so that's the 4 of them welded up on the back. I've just started a little clean up on the weld a bit. I'll polish that later. But it's going to go on the inside anyway, so nobody will ever see it. You'd have to really look hard or take the engine out to find that, but never mind. I've cut this one to the length I want it to be, and in amongst this, all this crazy on the bench, I've got bits and bobs I need to match it. So I'll get a flat surface like that and just put a scratch on. Now I've already squared off that end, so I know it sits level. That one's been done both ends. Makes it better for welding, obviously, if it's a good neat joint on the weld. And then I'll find my little scratch mark on there. Get the I don't know what you call it, the gauge, the squaring off gauge. Get it on the line. And just lob a bit of paint around that. And then that gives us a straight line to follow with the whizzer. I'll move you back over the vice. I'll just rip that off then, and maybe I'll tack a couple of these on the headers and see how they look. So in amongst all this chaos on the fridge, we've got a bicycle jig in it on here at the minute. So we've got all the same length. So I'm happy to go ahead with that. If I need to shorten them a little bit, I can do that before I put the next elbow on the bottom. But they're probably only about 5mm long, if that. They might even be perfect. So I'll stick them on now and see how that looks and see how straight it looks, see if I'm happy with it. If not, we can always start again. Okay, so I've got the welder up and running. I've got the first bit of pipe here. I'll start from this outside one here and work my way in so that you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit. There's going to have to be a bit of manipulating that goes on with these as we go. Obviously we've changed the circumference slightly, but they're not perfectly round, and with that being a bend, that isn't perfectly round either. So I'll work with it as I go, and like I can see that one there is very slightly proud, so I'll just take that back to the vise and just smoosh it a bit more so we can get that as a closer fit before we tack it up. There's a tiny gap there at the bottom, but it's only about 0.5 millimetre or something, so I'm not bothered about that. I can easily make 0.5 mil up. Right, if I can turn the camera around, let's just show you the smooshing of that. It's quite simple, really. Hopefully I don't get in the way here, but basically, if we got the pipe there, that was the high point, which was sticking out slightly above the other half of the bend there. Which is directly opposite the weld. I'll just put that on the vise there and just give it a little, like, I don't know, we'll just tell it. Just check it again. Yeah, that's more better at that. I'll turn the camera back round. You can get on with the welding with me. Okay, you should be able to see that alright. Make sure that weld is right on the bottom, because that's the most out of sight place that I can be with it. Okay, a little twist. Got it. And then on the bottom. That's on strong enough now. Do another one. That one's actually pretty good, so just make sure that the weld's on the bottom again. I can just go for that, I think. In the interest of honesty, I had smooshed some of these before. A little bit, just while the camera wasn't running. They're level, it's good. That is not level. There's a bit of a gap on this side, way too big than what I like. And from the angle I'm looking at, that pipe isn't straight. If I was to put that level, it looks like it's got a kink in it. So we don't like that. I'll just go and file a little bit off this tube. I'll pause you for a minute while I do that, and I'll just get that gap closed up a little ways. I'll take it off this bit rather than that bit, because it's easier than just unbolting this thing. Right, back in a second. Alright, so I've just took a little mill off one side there, and that is much better. That looks great, that one. So I'll get my glue gun and I'll stick that together. Hold on the bottom, lined up. them are touching the bottom. Just get a little dab of filler rod on that one there. I'll just blew that little tiny hole. Okay. Yes. Number 4. That one's good. Perfect actually. Again, not quite square. Try to do like this, that is better. Now, what's happened is I've obviously cut a couple of these a little bit on the piss. So I'll just file that a little bit. I'll just take a little bit off this side, get that gap closed. Okay, right, I've got a, oh, I think I have. Yeah, that seam on the back, got a real nice close fit there. I'll just get my helmet and I'll get that slipped on. Okay, that's oh, look at that shit. That might need some. That one's popped up a little bit. We might have to just slice that and knock it back in. I'll see how it's. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how much movement we got on this, and I'll level the pipes out at the top. Looking at that, those two are all spot on. This one needs a little bit of tweaking, nothing much. I'll be able to get that on final welding. What I'll do is I'll just put a proper weld on the front, open up the back a little bit, get it back in, I'll put it back on, but I'll have to take it off to do that. But yeah, for now, thanks again for watching. I'm going to go down the pub and edit this video because it's freezing cold in here. It's nice and warm in the pub and we've got some Guinness and it makes editing a whole lot easier. So I'll start again with number 7, I think it'll be. I want to work out what I'm going to do with these bottom bends next. In the meantime, thanks for watching and keep it between the dishes.